Hi guys, and welcome back to another Daphne in the Garden video with me, Sean. This week, I know it's been a while, so this week I'm basically going to be putting some tomatoes in an upside down garden. So let's get on with it. So first things we're going to need is our plastic bottles. As you can see, there's lots of it. The actual roof is no longer here. Everything's coming down, so I'm going to repurpose, reuse, and let's get these kind of things used. So first off, we're going to need the plastic bottles. We're going to fill them up with dirt. So let's go. So once you have your pot or your bottle filled up with dirt, we can put the tomato plant in it, and all we're going to do is use that bottom bit where we drink from. So let's do that part. Dead easy. I'm going to try and do this one-handed because we're doing this with the phone. So let's see if we can do this. This is going to be difficult. Okay, so got our tiny plant. Now you could do this further on in the life of the plant, and all you could do is put the plant in first and turn the bottle upside down and put the leaves through the top, take off the first two bits of leaves, and then fill up the bottle that way. So back to front, right? If it was later on in the plant's life, because I don't want to be multiple potting mings, because mings is coming out from a seed tray like this, well, there is so many, I'm just putting them straight in the bottle. Now the reason I'm doing this as well is because once this is actually hanging up, and if it still needs to be in a greenhouse, my small greenhouse that I'm using right now, because I don't have this one anymore, is I'm basically using small greenhouse. I've not got enough space in there for all the other plants I'm actually growing as well. So I am using other bottles as a greenhouse for the top, and I'll show you what I'm talking about later in the video. So, because I'm rambling again, it's so good to see everyone. I'm so excited to be out here, and you can tell that I'm as daft as ever. So remember guys, I've missed doing this. Recycle, repurpose, and hopefully this video works because it's the first time doing it this way. So we've got the plant in. All we need to do is get them hung up. So I'm going to do a couple and then come back to you. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so now that we've done a few of these, I've just stuck the old bottom inside just to keep it steady while I'm doing this. So now that I've got to this stage, I think someone's deciding to cut the grass today as well while I'm filming, so I apologise if you can hear that sound. We're just going to go on with it. So all you do now is you put a couple of little holes at the bottom. I'm low tech. I don't have one of these melty guns that you can put holes through. You could probably heat something up, put it through. All I'm going to do is screw that in the bottom, keep it low tech, and then that creates some holes to feed through your wire, your whatever you're holding this up with. Okay, I went pure Scottish there. So let's start doing that. I'm going to try and do this with one hand. It's already difficult enough because it's low tech. No, you don't need to actually screw it in. All you're doing is, I don't know if you can even see, you can, but that's the hole there. Okay, so that's one of them. I'm not going to do that in camera all the way around because that's just a waste of time and your time. So, and it's difficult. So I'm going to go and do that all the way around all the bottles I've got, and then I will feed this through. These are no daft. Well, if you're watching me, you might be, but I'm going to feed that through each of the holes so it can hang on my next part. So I'm going to go and do that, so you don't need to watch it. I'm away. Okay, so Now we've got that tied up and ready to hang. You can see that I've made this here hanging part out of an old trampoline. These are the actual springs for the trampoline. You can see I've already hung one up already. So basically all I'm going to be doing is with one of these hooks, I'll probably do this one back here so you can see what I'm talking about. One of these hooks, I'm going to wrap this round so that it will sit here. And yeah, I'm going to go and do that while I try and see if I can balance this somewhere so you can see what I'm doing. So that's two done, and I'm going to show you now what I mean by a miniature greenhouse, because as it says, the little greenhouse that I'm using is too busy. So with doing this, you can make your own little environment in regards to a greenhouse. Now you can probably hear JJ in the background crying. Do you want to see him? Everybody loves to see the dogs. So let's see first Shadow. Shadow! Hiya Shadow. Shadow. Yeah, say hello. Yes. JJ, come. And here's JJ. He's so happy. Look at the state of my fence. That's terrible, isn't it? I need to get that fixed. You can see that we're going to be getting this all the way around, but it's going to take forever because it's so expensive. And I'm so cheap. So, let's do this. So, here's one I made earlier. So, plastic bottle, nice and clean. All you're doing is just putting that in place, and that's the greenhouse there. You don't need a water because it's raining. It will just feed through the top, and that's fine there. Now to make it airtight or whatever you want to do, you can put the lid on here to make it completely sealed. I don't do that because that's insulated enough. There's enough hot air in there to keep that, where it actually looks quite misty in the morning when I come out. Inside there's no frost, it's all good. But if it does drop lower than 0, I'd probably put the bottle on the bottom, but at this time of year it's probably not going to happen. But do what you do, you do what you think's best for you. I'm just the dafty trying to say that if I could do it, you can do it. Recycle, repurpose, we can all do a greener, healthier garden with homegrown food, and we can have tomatoes in our shops because they're so expensive, and we can grow our own. So let's do this. I'm just going to carry on doing the rest of the bottles that I've got, and I'll come back and you can see what I finished. You've probably seen it in the thumbnail right enough.
Keep watching, and here's a random video. Make sure you watch another one or subscribe.